Today, I show you everything you need to do if you have a no start, no crank condition on your foxbody Mustang GT. Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of Project Rich Running Pony. On the last episode, you saw us put the engine back together, all the things we had off to do the intake manifold gaskets, injectors, spark plugs, all that good stuff. Now, we're gonna fire up the car, see how she's running, potentially run into a no crank, no start condition. Sometimes it happens when we take things apart. So in this episode, I'm gonna show you step by step how to troubleshoot that if you're running into that. Now, a no crank, no start condition is the car doesn't even crank. The starter doesn't engage. Something's clearly wrong there. So in this episode, we're gonna explore all the troubleshooting you need to do to figure out what's going on if your Mustang's experiencing a no crank, no start condition. And on our example, I promise you, it's a surprise I didn't see coming. So it's kind of funny in the end, but still a great tutorial. So let's get in the garage and get some work done. Everything is reassembled here in the Mustang GT engine bay. It is time to start this up, see how she does with all the work we did, make sure we didn't miss anything, make sure we didn't mess anything up along the way, and we're going to do that ignition timing and make sure we've got that correct and figure out this fueling issue. Let's go ahead and start it up. Alright, time to crank the Mustang GT up and see what we're working with here. Clutch in. Well, that's not good. I could hear the fuel pump priming, but no clicking from the starter solenoid. What the? Okay. Well, appears we have a no crank, no start condition. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on with our Mustang GT now. Now, with a no crank, no start condition, we're kind of limited on what we can test. I always want to go right to the battery as my first test to rule that out. We did a lot of fuel, we did a lot of spark stuff, but clearly a no crank condition means almost 90% of the time, I'd like to say, it's the starter not getting enough power, whether it be an old battery, which this one isn't, or another failure along that starting ignition chain of events, whether it be the starter solenoid, maybe something to do with the safety switch, the clutch safety switch on the manual car. First thing I want to do is test our battery. Let's see what kind of voltage we have here. Again, this is a 2019 battery at the time of this filming. That is a 3-year-old battery, so it's further along in its life. I know it's sad to say that. Back in the day, batteries always went 5-6 years. Now you're lucky you can get 3. So get your multimeter out and let's go ahead and see what kind of voltage we're getting on this not very old battery at all. As you can see, we have a fully healthy battery with over 12.5 volts. That's actually kind of sad to find out because now we know our battery isn't the cause. Now I've got a load test we can do on the battery, but I really believe this battery. I think it's good to go. It's time to test something out in the system. Now there's another test you can do to rule out the starter and all these other things and narrow it down a little more. So what you can do is remove this wire from the top of the solenoid, and you want to get where the positive battery goes in and ground that with a screwdriver. Now just be cautious whenever you're doing this. Now if the car starts to crank, which it wasn't doing before, it narrows the cause of the no start, no crank condition down. So let's do this. Now that was definitely a crank. So that basically eliminates everything else in the system. The two remaining things are the clutch safety switch, which is up underneath. We're gonna have to try to hunt that down. And then ignition switch. Now these are two things that are now left causing our no start, no crank. Let's look into those and see if we can diagnose it further. Now that we know the starter and starter solenoid are good, we're gonna explore the other two options, which are the ignition switch and the clutch switch, or clutch safety switch. Both of these can be accessed under your steering wheel. We're gonna have to take this apart, obviously, to gain access, but yeah, there's some concerning stuff. There are some aftermarket wiring things going on here, which I don't like. I hate troubleshooting when this stuff's present, but we could probably still figure it out. Let's go ahead,
get under here and really start getting this. The ignition switch is going to be more up under this panel, underneath the steering column plastic. In the clutch safety switch, you're going to follow your clutch up and you'll see it up in there. A little bit of a hassle to get to, but I'm going to start with the ignition switch. So we're starting with our ignition switch. You can access it by removing quite a bit of plastic here, but you can see it in your steering column. What you're looking for is the pink-white wire right there. You can see the bottom one. Yours probably doesn't have that yellow crimp on it. That is some aftermarket job I don't even want to talk about. But you can see the wire goes in there. It's going to be the bottom left connector going into that pin connector. So what we're going to do is check voltage by turning the key all the way to the run position or the start position. And we should see full battery voltage on our multimeter. So make sure you have a good ground. I just stuck it in the door hinge over here. Where it's resting and making a good ground contact. And then we're gonna watch this. I'm gonna turn the key to the run position. What we're looking for is over 12 volts. If we have over 12 volts, we know our ignition switch is good to go. Let's see. Look at that, guys. Over 12 volts, so we know our ignition switch is good. That means the next thing we're gonna check is our clutch safety switch. We're gonna test it in a very similar way. So let's go ahead and access the clutch safety switch. This is going to look interesting, but I've unplugged one of the connectors for the clutch safety switch. You can plug a fuse or take a paper clip and jam it in there, whatever you need to do just to kind of bypass this safety switch, and this will let you know if it is the safety switch that's bad. Obviously, if the switch is bad, this bypass will skip it, and you should be able to start your car. Unfortunately, when I did this, the car still didn't crank. So I have to go back to the drawing board. I've tested everything. I don't know what I'm missing here, so let's go back to the drawing board and figure out what the heck is going on here.
You guys want to hear a funny story? I literally can't make this stuff up. So we have done everything in diagnosing this no crank, no start condition on the Mustang 5.0. So out of frustration, after doing everything with that starter circuit, with all the power to it, I call the owner of the car. I'm basically admitting defeat. I cannot figure out what's going on, man. I can't figure out why this car won't crank unless the solenoid's jumped, or why all the switches tested fine and it still won't crank or start. In the middle of the conversation, my buddy goes, "Oh!" And I was like, "What does that "oh" mean exactly?" And he goes, "I totally forgot. There's an ignition kill switch hidden underneath the front of the car." I literally wanted to murder him, but it was also funny and relieving at the same time. So let me show you where this switch is and how I would have never found it. So it's not just a battery kill switch like you'd find on a race car. It is an actual ignition kill switch, and you can see it right under the fog light. The fog light's right above here. Boop. But you can see this little switch here, and I'm not gonna flick it. That was it. That ignition kill switch kept me from starting this car. So now, of course, the car starts up just fine. And it's now time, I'm telling you, you really can't make that stuff up. So I did want to say, you guys can follow what I did. The troubleshooting process was exactly what you should do. If there wasn't an ignition kill switch, we would have figured it out. But, oh my gosh. We're here now. I'm gonna actually start the car, so I'll set you guys up on a tripod, let it get up to operating temp, and then we are gonna do this ignition timing and see what we're working with. When I say the Mustang GT is running rich, this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get it up to operating temp. It's way too dangerous to be in there right now. Let it get warm, then I'm gonna cut the car off, hit the ignition, hit the timing light, everything's set up, and then I'm gonna go in there and get that timing without having to be exposed to all these fumes. It's brutal. Hidden ignition kill switch aside, I hope this troubleshooting procedure helped you out with figuring out your no crank, no start. It really is limited down to the battery and that whole starter circuit, whether it be the starter, the solenoid, clutch safety switch, or the ignition switch. You're gonna find that that's one of your issues. More than likely, it's your old battery or a defective battery. But hopefully this helped you out, guys. Like I said, kind of funny I did all those steps even though the condition wasn't there before we took things apart. So it's always nice to know that it isn't something I caused, even though that ignition switch somehow got tripped. So Again, kill switch aside, you should be able to figure out your no crank, no start condition, and hopefully that does help you get there with a little help from this video. That being said, as far as our Mustang GT is concerned, we still have a very rich running condition, evidenced by my garage getting smoked out. So, on the next episode, I'm going to show you guys some diagnostic steps to troubleshoot. We're going to do ignition timing, we're going to do base idle setting, and I'm going to look at that throttle position sensor that looks a little suspect. So please join me next time in the Auto Obsessive Garage as we continue to figure out what's going on with Project Rich Running Pony. We'll catch you guys next time. Take care.